Hello, everybody. This is your host, Crystal, and this is another edition of the 9 o'clock Meltdown podcast. And over Instagram, I have the talented and fabulous Shane Nelson, a musician from Superior, Wisconsin, which is just a hop across the lake, actually, from Duluth. Hello, sir.
Hello, Crystal.
Thank you so much for.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Yes, of course. Thank you for joining me. I realize it's early in your day. It's about midday for me, but that is the life of a musician, right?
Nocturnal. Yep.
Yes.
Well, I mean, for me, anyways, I'm sure there's musicians that probably live a normal lifestyle, but for me, stay up late writing songs and stuff, and I mean, I gravitate towards the nightlife. I just do,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And now, Shane, you're a pretty accomplished musician. You're working on your second studio album already. That's aiming to be released in June. But let's jump back a few years. How did you get started?
There I was. It all began when I was no, 7 years old or something. I don't even know. It's been so long. I I just been playing music my whole life. I mean, really. And I mean, I did a show last night where I was talking with this kid I went to school, like elementary school with. His name is Andy, and and I don't even remember like talking to him ever in school, really, or like even having like. But I just happened to run into him and be like, "Hey, I knew you from school, whatever." But he was, you know, telling me about a time when I must have called him or something when I was little, and he remembers this, where like I was playing him a song over the phone or something, and I'm like, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about, because I mean, like, but I love to hear things like that because it's like I don't remember that at all, and I'm just like, and when I hear stories like that, it's just like, okay, well, I've been doing this a long time, because like that is just like crazy. I mean, we're talking like maybe kindergarten or first grade that he remembers like some. I was like, well, how did I get your phone number? How did we talk? Because I don't remember this at all. And hearing things like that is interesting to me because I mean, it's just like it really puts into perspective that I pretty much have been playing music my whole life, and I really do feel blessed that I have the chance to. I'm a poor musician. I am, and I will not deny that. But I'm also extremely rich in the sense that I get to I get to do what I do and love what I do because I think there's a lot of people who can't say that, and I get to make people feel things or or give them an experience, through the music, whether it's people at an assisted living facility or whether it's somebody out at a bar or somebody who actually comes to listen to like songwriting, which is the thing that I'm most passionate about. It's an experience for everybody else. I mean, and not just me. And I'm just really happy that I get to do this. So, the end. That's all I have. See,
Quite
Crystal, gotta do the show. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah, exactly. Thanks for coming. See you later.
No, I was just joking. You don't have to hang up. I'm still
I'm
drinking the coffee that you made for me.
that I telepathically made for you. Yeah.
You did. You did. She taught me a new way to drink coffee. For anybody who's listening, it's just milk in your coffee. I know that might sound probably just like basic for maybe most people, but never had it. Now I have.
There you go. And how's it taste?
It's interesting. So like, I feel like it has the potential to have more flavor, but it tastes like creamy, but like it doesn't have like a sweetness to it.
See, I also add honey to mine as well, and that gives
Why
it
did you
a.
say that? I have honey too. I would have put honey in there. I'll make this concoction however you want me to. I'm
Yeah.
running downstairs right now. As we said, you know what? I'll take as many trips downstairs as I have to. How much honey do you put in there?
As much as you want. A teaspoon, maybe?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna squeeze the bottle until I say that looks good.
There you go. There you go.
This
That's
is interesting. I've never even. This is gonna be good. Okay.
something that we've learned about Shane. He drinks his coffee black until today.
Pretty much. It's true. And I actually haven't even had coffee until maybe about a year and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I mean, Unfortunately, I drink a lot of soda. I just love Dr. Pepper,
Oh,
and I just realized that okay, well, this probably doesn't have great effects on me, on my body, and I'm like, there's got to be a different way that I can achieve my caffeine high without drinking sugary, acidic beverages, and I don't know too much, but I do know that maybe coffee is probably a lot better for you than soda. So
right. Yes.
I don't know much, but I'm learning.
Hey, a forever learner. I love it.
Gotta be okay. That's a lot better.
All right. Wonderful.
I like it.
Excellent. Excellent.
That is good.
All right. Shane, something that you had kind of mentioned earlier, it sounds like you're a musician of many different facets. You said that you play in elder care nursing homes, you also play in bars, you've got 2 albums out. Now, was that kind of
One album,
one
another
album,
one coming.
another one coming? All right. Was that multifacet just out of necessity of trying to gain as much traction as you could? Or was it, you had somebody in a nursing home and you started playing? How did that come about for you?
Which part, the album or making the album part, or the going to play at nursing homes?
Oh, let's start with going to play at nursing homes.
That's really interesting, actually, because I think I would kind of gravitate towards saying, well, I just do it because it was another opportunity to play somewhere, and for people who appreciate it on a level that maybe people out in the bar don't, because it's like a piece of their life that's, I don't know how to explain this exactly, but coming into their home and playing music, and they're just very grateful for it. And I realized this, and well, it was just another opportunity as a musician to sustain myself while I'm making other people happy, and I'm like, that's great. But and on top of that, when I was young, like in the beginning of the conversation, like when I was really young, I listened to 50s and 60s rock and roll, and that stuff everybody knows and loves right now at nursing homes. And so I get a chance to play those songs for people that appreciate and love that. So there's that too. But I really think where it came from is just kind of, my mom worked at a nursing home when I was like a little kid, like a baby to probably 7 years old or less. But yeah, I would bring my guitar into the place where she worked at. It was called Southdale in Superior. I would play for the residents there, and I knew them just because my mom worked there, and she'd take me in all the time, and I'd play for them, and I never really played piano, but they had a piano there, and most assisted living facilities do have like a piano sitting around, and I plunked around on it a little bit, and I don't know, I shown some interest in there, but I didn't really pick that up till later. Probably till I was in high school. But yeah, I think really it kind of came from, because when you're a little kid, your mind is like a sponge, and I think you just soak up all this information. But I remember vividly, like a lot of times going into the place where my mom worked and playing for, the residents at the Southdale where she was working, and it was awesome. So, and I don't know if it was that or when I got older, maybe something just sparked my interest in doing it again. Regardless, it's an opportunity to play during the week instead of getting a job at Quick Trip. Nothing against Quick Trip or any job at Quick Trip, but I feel like I want to do everything in my power to try to play music full time. And what a great way to do it, I think. I get to play for people that truly appreciate it. It's really a special thing, being able to share music or share anything, of value, whether it's art or like what you're doing with your podcast. And it's just a way to connect and, maybe open someone's mind or share or recreate a memory, and I've learned so much from people in like memory care units and things where like I haven't even heard their voice ever. And then all of a sudden I'll play a song they'll remember, and they will just be singing along like they never forgot how to talk. And like it's like a miracle almost. And I can see it through the music. It's awesome.
Yeah, that
So,
that sounds very profound, and it's been scientifically proven that music is a great connector, not only to the past but to the now, kind of bridging that gap with Alzheimer patients and things like that. So that's very cool that you've been able to tap into that and bridge the gap for some people that may not have much going on. That's very cool,
no,
Shane. Excellent to hear.
yeah.
And it sounds like you've been playing guitar for most of your life. Now, was that kind of something that you naturally gravitated to, or did somebody hand you a guitar as a kid?
Well, my dad, he played guitar in a band. I think it was, well, he was in the army, and then I think he picked up the guitar for a little bit there, and then, he didn't never like seriously played like until maybe I don't really know how old he was when he was in this band, but they were called Wheels, and they played around Superior, Duluth area a lot, Twin Ports, I guess, for a few years, and he played in this kind of country rock band, I guess you'd say. Well, I guess that was kind of short lived for him, but he always had a guitar around the house, and I guess on my seventh birthday, I mean, it's a long story, really, but I mean, he had a guitar. My mom had a guitar too, but she never really played. A little bit, she did. Yeah, I won't get into it, but there's a lot to it. What was the question again? Jeez.
That's okay. It's all right, Shane. It's still your morning.
Yeah, I need a little bit of leeway here.
That's quite all right. So,
Where
Shane,
am I?
well, you're in Superior, Wisconsin,
I
and
trust you, Crystal. I trust you.
oh, good, okay. So it sounds
It's
like
like,
you,
no, I'm not. I'm in my bedroom. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know where you are actually, because we don't have visuals right now. This is just all
We
audio.
don't know much about each other,
That's
but we're still learning.
yeah, exactly.
Forever
Fine.
learners.
Exactly. Forever learners. I love it. So, so Shane, you've been playing guitar for all your life, it sounds like it, and it sounds like you kind of took up the piano there for a little bit. Was it always your goal to be in a band of some sort, to be a solo musician? What kind of was your really formulaic time in your life? Did you play in high school bands?
Well, I did. I've only had one band my whole life, and it's a long. That's, I mean, 14 years of a story's worth there. When I was young, like really young, when I first started playing, like I knew that I liked music, but I guess I really didn't understand the level of what it was going to do to me or for me. I think like I might have a little bit of like ADHD or something like this hyper focused type personality and just I think some people say that and they just say, "Oh, I might have ADHD," but I really truly believe that I do. And or something along the lines of like this obsessiveness about like certain things
Hmm.
and aspects of my life, not just music. I've really it's like an obsession, but a healthy one. And as a kid, I mean, like it's all I did, and I mean, I didn't have any friends growing up, and I just loved music, and I wanted it so bad. There was something about the way that it looked, like somebody playing a guitar. Because my mom listened to the Beatles, and she had these VHS tapes, and different movies that I would watch, like A Hard Day's Night, like the movie, the film, and then and like different like live performances that I would watch as just a kid. I would just be like glued to my TV screen, like watching the Beatles, because my mom had these. I mean, like music is almost like my religion. I mean,
Hmm.
I mean, it's like the one thing that I know and I believe in it so deeply,
Hmm.
and I truly believe there's like this spiritual like aspect to it for me, and I mean like where does it come from? Why does it exist? And it's just like any kind of art that can influence people. I think there's something just so magical about it. But okay, so I mean, when I was a kid, I just was infatuated with the way that it looked like a band and music, and I loved rock and roll and like Buddy Holly and just the rawness of like being able to move people through music. I mean, if you watch like these girls screaming the Beatles are playing. I mean, when you're 6 years old, I mean, like that's kind of a strange thing because I mean, you don't see people screaming their head off walking down the street. You know,
Mm,
I mean, I've never said it like this before, but you know what I mean? I mean, like you don't like say you're 6 or 7 years old and you're watching a movie of the Beatles, right?
hmm
And I mean, just can imagine like what that does to you. I mean, you don't see people screaming out of excitement just like for no. I mean, like they have a reason, and like I'm watching this, I'm seeing, like this band performing music, and like
hmm
it's affecting me, and it's affecting these people. I'm watching it,
hmm
like these people like fainting and being hauled out on stretchers and stuff, and I'm just like, and it's influenced me in such a way that I think that like I wanted it so bad. I just wanted to perform, and I wanted, but see, the vision when you're 6 is different than
hmm
when it is when you're 15, 20,
hmm
30. Like I'm 30 now. I just turned 30. But I mean, for me now it's totally different than the way I envisioned it when I was a kid. So
hmm
when I was like a teenager, I wanted like I mean I love rock and roll. I loved you know just contemporary music, and I was always engaged in like battle of the bands and things like that.
mm
Essentially, when I was in high school, I played with a couple of different musicians. There's a drummer I met. His name was Miles Brown, and he had a band in this battle of the bands called Hydro Wizard when I was in ninth grade, and he was a senior. And he was a really nice guy, and the people in that band knew I didn't have a band, and they basically just like performed with me while I played some songs that I wrote.
mm
And it was awesome. And I mean, like that was like my first like real kind of okay. I met some people, and we performed in a band during this battle of bands for just like one show thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, they moved on. They went and did what they did. But then the next year, I think I was a sophomore, and I met this guy, and he was this quietest person I've ever met. But he was like also one of the most fascinating to me because here I am, a guy who doesn't give a fuck about school, but I am obsessed with music. And here's this quiet, weird kid with like a graphic T-shirt and short hair and a cast on his leg, and he's like air drumming with like pencils like in the corner, and like he's like the weird kid, right? So that is my friend Zach Ross,
hmm
and we have been friends for like since that moment on forward.
hmm
And we played in a band. I'm just gonna make it short, but we played in a band for 14 years together. Crescent Moon. That's the name of the band that we had. I don't know if I will ever meet a person like him again because he like shared like this level of passion for music that I mean we've done a lot of cool things together, and like we played for this battle of bands they had at the Deck Arena, and we got disqualified the first year, and the next year I think I was like a junior and he was like a sophomore or something like that. And then we had
hmm
one of my other best friends, his name's Mike Gray, who's a phenomenal musician in his own right. We won this battle of the bands, and we got to do like recording at McNally Smith College of Music in St. Paul, which is something that doesn't exist anymore. I think they closed that place down, but then after that all that, and we did this recording and met with Sacred Heart Music Center and Eric Swanson, who mixed and mastered our recordings that we did down there as part of a prize package that we won. Yeah, we basically just like toured the Midwest and like played at a lot of different casinos and stuff because there was this booking agent guy that someone introduced me to, and like we would get fucked up in hotels and like yeah, like be kicked out and never to come back again. It was awesome. But I mean like not the kicked out never come back part, but I mean like the partying and the fun that we had, when we were just out of high school and all that was just awesome. Playing like we went to Deadwood, South Dakota, and we stayed at this house for like 6 nights, like twice. We went back there twice. And I mean, got to experience and see things. I mean, it was crazy, and like
hmm
playing a bunch of cover songs, also mixing in a bunch of original music that I've written and stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's that. It's been now is a very interesting time for me
hmm
because my whole life I mean, not my whole life, but I mean, since I was, for about 14 years, since high school, I've been playing every weekend with this guy, Zach, one of my
hmm
best friends. I mean, we've been friends outside of music. In July of last year, it was just a normal Friday like any other, and we had a show that we were going to do at the zoo in Duluth.
hmm
Crescent Moon was performing there, and he had a house he just bought, and it was in this town called Nakusa. his brother moved down there, and that's the reason he moved. But I was so happy for him. Like, God, how can this guy get a house? You
Mm-hmm.
know, but he
Mm-hmm.
did. He somehow managed to get a house, and he was able to get a loan, and like he was able to move down. And I'm just like, good for you, man. Because like I'm telling you, I don't even know if I could. Like, I mean, like, well, to be fair, he had like proof of income, and that means everything when getting a loan. I mean, I don't, but he moved down there, and he was driving up to do a show with us,
Mm-hmm.
with me,
Mm-hmm.
and this bass player guy, and he never made it, and that was it. And it was a tragic accident that he got into, and my whole life changed
Mm-hmm.
from that moment.
Yeah, Shane, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's an absolute tragedy, for anyone to experience.
I mean, even now, like July, it's about 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
and I know some things.
Mm-hmm.
I know the music is obviously that's a lot of information to take in all at once about myself and
Mm-hmm.
about my good friend Zach, who I played with in this band for like 14 years.
Yeah.
But I'm still learning how to live differently, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there are some things that I know are true, despite the mystery of everything. See, and I think that's the other really fascinating thing about his death to me is like there's so many things about life that are a mystery. It's like how could I have met this person who's equally as passionate about music
Mm-hmm.
and been able to share as much time with him as I can? How did that interaction come to be? Why are we here? You know? And there's so many mysteries that surround like his death because nobody knows what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But also there's so many mysteries that surround life in general. When I look at the whole picture now, I mean, this is the way I see it is I am truly blessed for the time that I was able to share playing music with my friend Zach. And
Mm-hmm.
where the future holds for the music now for me,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to look different, and I accept that. But through his memory and through the music and songs that we created together, like that memory will continue to live on, and the music will continue to be made, and that won't stop, and that's a forever living thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where my hope. I don't know. I have a lot of faith in that, and like how I said
Mm-hmm.
earlier, it's like music is kind of like my religion a little bit. And I mean that's I say that kind of lightly because I am a spiritual person. But I mean I think that's where I look at his death lightheartedly because I mean the music is where he lives for me. And like whenever I continue to play now because I know that he would want that more than anything. I can hear him say right now, he's like, "Jane, you just keep going. Just play, do it, gotta do it." So here I am,
Mm-hmm.
continuing the journey of life, or my journey of life, because everybody's journey is different. But here's
Right.
me
Mm-hmm.
writing songs, playing shows, pretty much everything solo right now. I played last night with a band. Actually, the bass player that's going to be playing on my second album that I'm making sat in, and another musician, drummer friend of mine. So, I mean, I do it still, but I mean, the last time I picked up an electric guitar has been a few months. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I play guitar every day, but acoustic guitar. I mean, that's my go-to instrument, I guess, for like writing songs. Is I pick up my guitar and in my
Mm-hmm.
bedroom and work out an idea or something. And I
Right.
mean, the songwriting is something that I think is like the main focus now. And when I think about, am I going on a tangent? Am I good?
No, you're fine.
Okay, sorry.
No,
If
you're good.
I'm going to, I think about like where am I headed now? What is my direction now?
Mm-hmm.
And thinking about my friend Zach, who I played with music with forever. I mean, we've always wanted to like share the songs that we played together, the original music, the songs I wrote, and the songs that he, had his parts and ideas for, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were most passionate about. It wasn't Jesse's Girl, it wasn't Stacy's Mom, it wasn't Sweet Caroline, but it was. I mean, people love those songs when you play at a bar. But the thing is like I've realized, you know, looking at my friend Zach in his life. And like what we wanted to do so badly was play these original music because no one else is going to do it.
Hmm.
No one else is going to play those songs except you.
Right.
And he isn't able to do that anymore. I think about the songs that I've written, and it's just like, okay, there has to come a time when you say to yourself, okay, I have to be me, and I have to do me. And this is this conclusion that I have now is I have to go out and play these songs that I write, even full shows of songs that are my own songs, even if I'm sacrificing people's attention some nights.
Mm.
Because I mean, people are gonna hear something that they're familiar with and they're gonna snap to it. It's still something I'm learning.
Hmm.
It's still some. I mean, I love to play other people's songs, and I still do.
Hmm.
But as far as, because I mean, I have so many songs that I've written. The second album that I have coming out, I could make 6 albums. And that's the thing that kind of makes me sick. A little bit is I have so many songs that I would love to share,
Hmm.
put online, but right now I only have 10 of them on an album that I made in 2020. But this next album is going to be a really special one. It's called "The Music Saved My Life." That's the name of the album,
Mm.
and it's that's actually the title of one of the songs. It's a song about growing up with music in my life and being influenced by music, and just basically how it shaped me into who I am today.
Hmm.
But that's kind of the theme for the whole album.
Yeah.
So I am just so excited about that.
Hmm.
Hopefully, I will get more opportunities to share with new people the songs that I write because that's where my heart is.
Yes, of course. And Shane, that's a profound story in itself. It definitely sounds like you've been on this journey, not just growing up and ebbing and flowing throughout life, but music has been the rock, and it sounds like it's ebbed and flowed with you as well just throughout your life. I can tell that you're extremely excited about this new album that's gonna drop this summer. That's really exciting.
I just got the chills when you said that because I mean, I put so much thought into this, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, so much time working on these songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't even know exactly what it's going to sound like. And like, I am very much anticipating it because I got a feeling it's going to be something that's really special. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, it's hard to say that, like, what is that called? Without being me, or like if your mom said, "Oh, he's great," that would, you don't know if that's like it's the truth or if it's
Mm-hmm.
unbiased. Is that it?
Yes.
Like me and like or anything, but like just the
Mm-hmm.
people that I'm gonna have be playing on it, I'm super excited. And I got a feeling that it's gonna be really good. I mean, just the musicians on it alone are like I believe are some of the best musicians in Duluth. I mean, one of my really good friends, Ron Coivisto, he's a guitar player that played in like the Lounge Hounds. He played in like St. Louis and like his whole life, kind of like me but different.
Mm-hmm.
An amazing guitar player and really good friends with Maxie Childs and Steve Netzel, who play at the Blackwater Lounge every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 9. That's my hangout spots during the week. I've been prospecting them and thinking, okay, you know what, these are people that I want to have be a part of this album.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Netzel, who's the bass player, will be on it. And I just like I'm thinking about like these people, these amazing musicians, and
Yeah.
I don't say that lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've listened to a lot of music, and these people are really fucking good. And it's gonna be special. I know it is.
Yeah. Shane, that's really cool that you've mentioned all those people because I've had them on the show before. So I definitely,
Really?
yes, I definitely get a very strong community sense from you. Is that something that you want to perpetuate through your music, that connection, but just not just to people, but to the wider music community as well?
I think, yeah, I think so. Absolutely. I mean, I love the community. I'm always out and about and a part of it. That's for sure. I wrote this song recently that was like, I heard online something about Bentleyville. There was like a song contest for like the theme song for Bentleyville. And, and I wrote this song for it. There's actually a contest that I'm kind of a part of right now. And I feel like the song that I wrote is really a community based song. I like feel like there's a lot of elements to it that kind of involve everybody, and I just I can almost see it in my head, the community with this song. That's why I brought it up, is because that's what reminded me of it, of trying to be community based and trying to be involved with things that are happening.
Shane, if we could, can we touch kind of on the business side of things? Now, you are a full time musician. Sounds like you have been for quite a while, actually. And something that you had mentioned very early in the interview is that you're a poor musician.
Oh
But,
yes, I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm actually proud to say that. I mean, because there's not a lot of crazy people in this world that would sacrifice, their living stability or whatever to do something they're passionate about. I mean, there are people that do in other areas, but I do that, and I say it with I don't know, I say that with like I'm proud of it. That's I'm proud to say I'm a poor musician that is giving everything to his dream or something like that.
right, right. Because definitely living in a capitalist society, it's kind of expected that you go out and you find a job, and then that job pays for your hobbies. But it sounds like you've been able to turn your hobby into your job. Was there ever a point in time where you thought about kind of switching it up and getting the whole day job thing, play music at night? Or has it just always been, nope, this is what I'm doing? Nobody can tell me otherwise.
Well, there is that, and I mean, that does exist, and I think it's kind of held more true through from when I was able to from when it started, when I was able to get jobs, and I was 16. I'm like, I'm going out and getting a job, and I'm gonna work out in the world and get a paycheck and whatever, and I there was this job I had mowing lawns, and I really hated it, and I got fired because I was like 5 minutes late one day, and it was just like a shithole job. And I just like, that was the first thing I learned to like hate working for other people, because I mean, like, I was working like a 16-hour day mowing lawns when I was like 16, and like in the pitch black with like mosquitoes and like grass. It's like taller than me at the radio stations and stuff in Duluth. That I mean, like, I was like, why am I doing this? And like, this is terrible. But I was doing it to try to save someone else, because they wanted to go on vacation or something, that worked this job. And my first day working this job that I ever had, they had to make up hours so they could actually leave to go on this vacation. So here I was stuck working with this guy, and like, I couldn't even get a Gatorade at the gas station because he had to, time is money. We got to go, go, go. And I remember drinking water out of someone's fucking hose in the backyard of their house while I'm mowing lawn. That's not a very good introduction to like working, And it's not the worst one, but it isn't the best one either. I mean, I just learned that like I want to be my own boss. Like if I want to stop and get a drink of water, I mean, like that should be able to do that. I mean, anybody should at any job. But I mean, that was the beginning for like me realizing that, okay, I want to be my own boss and do what I want to do.
Well, Shane, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and out of your morning to talk with me in the wider world about your music and life lessons as well. So you've got a second album coming out in June. If somebody wants to contact you to see if you want to play for them or your tour dates you got going on, how can they do that?
You can call me, 715-817-5494. Call me. Seriously, if you got something you want me to play for, call me up. I'd love to come and play. If I'm available, you can send me an email, shanenelsonmusic@gmail.com, or it's spelled just the way it sounds. And my website, you can check that out too. That's shanenelsonmusic.com. Spotify, YouTube Music, I think, Apple Music. That's where my first album is and where the next album is going to be. I mean, I don't think too many people are open to throw their phone number out on like a podcast, but I will, because hit me up. Let's if you want to know where I'm playing, I'll let you know. and because I always wanted to share my music with new people, so rock and roll.
All right,
And
fabulous.
whatever else you like for music, we'll try that too.
Fabulous, Shane. I love it. I love it. Well, Shane, thank you so much. Best of luck with your new album. I can't wait to hear it. And
I
we'll
can't
chat.
either.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And we'll keep in touch.
Sounds good, Crystal. Thanks for having me.
Of course. All right. Rock and roll, sir.
Rock and roll.
We are faced with two choices. We can live by love, or we can live by hate. And with that second choice, there is a price to pay. We'll never visualize a bigger thing beyond the grave. I know we've got it in us. I believe we'll see it through. The future of humanity depends on me and you. What if we could all just get along, forget about the wrong we've done? Imagine that's the song we sung. Live in a world where we are one. Share peace with every soul we cross. Give love with all the heart we got. It might sound like it's quite a lot, it's not. Let's give it our best shot. I had a thought about gift giving, all the things we bought. Oh, what is the reason? 'Cause if we gave each other $20 each this season, every single one of us would just wind up breaking even. What can we do to offer something more? Something for the spirit we never thought before. The homeless one was given warmth, the rich one's heart was guided north. With not a cent spent at the store, little thought that